So today we got a really fun video to break down by Mojang titled Dev Diaries #1 Nether Update. It's a video where the developers talk about their ideas and inspirations for the Nether update. They also talk about the blueprint process, how they're able to construct these ideas and execute them, and just make them something really enjoyable for Minecraft. So this is a really rare opportunity. It's not too often that Mojang shares these type of things, and it might give us some insight as to what the next few updates might have as well. Possibly the cave update or the end update. Let me know which one you guys prefer down below. I would honestly love to see the cave update as the next major update, so we might see some repetition, some reoccurring themes from the Nether update make its way to the next one as well. So hopefully you guys do enjoy today's video. If you can do me a huge favor, especially if you're just really excited for the release of 1.16, and destroy the like button for me. In fact, let's see if we can get over 22 likes in today's video. That'd just be a huge help. And don't forget to hashtag Stealth Army as well, because I will be liking and favoriting some of the best comments in today's video. Now let's kick things off with this segment from Lady Agnes.
When designing the Nether update, we actually worked with pillars. They both define the design vision of the update, but they also help us when we design features. Because we can just look at the pillar and see if the design we have in mind for a specific feature actually makes sense. The first one is that we want to give the players a Nether oasis. So for example, we add the respawn anchor, so you can actually respawn in Nether. And we also made sure to make some of the biomes a bit less challenging. So for example, the warped forest can be seen as a Nether oasis because there are less hostile mobs there. It's not only that you can live in Nether, we want players to live in Nether, or at least want to spend a lot of time in Nether. And that also ties a lot to the biomes, there are lots of things to see, you get inspired to build because you see this really pretty or weird and exciting environment.
So this segment was very important because you get a sense for the objective, you get an idea for what Mojang is trying to accomplish with this update. First and foremost, they want people to spend more time in the Nether. I'm sure most of you guys recall how the Nether looked before 1.16, especially if you don't have the beta, you already know what the Nether looks like. It's rather boring and dull, there's no variety, just everything feels and looks the same. So Mojang knew that, they understood the importance of this update, and they decided to incorporate 4 new biomes. We got the Crimson Forest, the Warped Forest, the Basalt Deltas, as well as Soul Sand Valley. And that's not even including the wastes. I mean, that's essentially the current Nether anyways. But Mojang's plan from the get-go was to include different biomes, add variety, make it a place where you could go to explore as well as live in. And that's one of the main reasons why they decided to make one of the biomes a little bit safer. Not to say it's 100% safe, but especially for people that don't go to the Nether that often, that are casual players. A ton of people have actually never been to the Nether to begin with. You have more of a safe haven, the Warped Forest biome, that makes it a little bit easier to survive. And that's going to be very important because we might end up seeing something like this in a future update. Possibly the end update if we were to get that. We might end up seeing more new biomes, and one of those biomes will be safer, a place where new players as well as veteran players can live without having to worry about constantly fighting mobs. So this is really important, and it definitely shows you the direction Mojang is trying to head with these updates. We could also see something like that in a cave update if we were to get that as well. Let's continue and see what Henrik has to say about the Nether update.
One of the design goals for Piglins was to cater to different playstyles. For example, this is a bastion. This is where Piglins live. And you can, of course, conquer a bastion using force, but it's not the only way. If you learn how to gain their respect, you can come in and barter with them and gain really cool items without having to fight at all. Of course, while you're there, you can choose to go the sneaky route and go around a corner and steal their stuff and hope that they're not going to notice. One of the challenges with Piglins and Hoglins was to create a sense of ecosystem. Piglins hunt Hoglins for food. And how do we manage that power balance, right? We don't want, one side always wiping out the other side, for example. The most effective way to, to prototype that was actually using sticky notes and board game pieces where we literally role-played moving pieces around to explore different approaches. What worked best was outnumbering as a game mechanic. So basically, if I'm outnumbered, I flee, otherwise I attack. And because that can change over the course of the battle, that makes for some kind of crazy, interesting back and forth dynamics going on inside the hunts. Although piglins can be dangerous, we wanted them to also be kind of fun and goofy sometimes. So we tried having baby piglins play with baby hoglins, like riding them, and it was actually really funny, like especially when we put them on top of each other and had them do the circus trick thing.
So this is a very important segment because this might give us some hints as to what they're going to do with the future updates. If it's a cave update, we might get trolls, we might get some cave monsters that interact with different mobs in a very unique way. They're all about creating ecosystems. One mob might not like another mob, and it might create a chain reaction. This is something that will create very unique experiences, and we saw it slightly with the Village and Pillage update when they decided to introduce pillagers and they would go and raid villages. Something that I really love about this game, and something that wasn't really seen when Notch owned Minecraft, and that's why I really love the direction Mojang is taking this game. You can tell that they really care about every single feature, about every single mob, and making it a very unique experience that everybody's going to enjoy. And it also makes you wonder the next major rivalry in terms of mobs. We got Wither Skeletons versus Piglins and Hoglins. We also got the Pillagers versus the Villagers. I wonder what is next. The Endermen versus, I'll let you guys think about that down below. But let's go ahead and talk about another interesting part of this segment, which is ultimately freedom. And I think that's one of the aspects we all love about this game. The ability to do what we want, when we want, and how we want. That's essentially Minecraft in a nutshell, and they really emphasized it in 1.16 with Piglins. If you choose to approach them peacefully, you wear gold armor and you can barter with them, or if you want to go raid their bastion and have the sword ready to attack and steal all of their loot, that's also an option. The choice is yours, and I love that Minecraft has never forgotten that part. Let's go ahead and check out the last segment by King B Dogs.
So one thing that I really love about the Strider is it reminds me of when I first saw the Creeper in Minecraft. I really enjoy the fact that we're adding creatures like the Strider that is so wildly different to everything else and has such its own Minecraft personality. If we just did a lava boat, that's not very surprising. That's not really a feature that feels unique to the game. It doesn't feel very Minecrafty. I was just so passionate about giving it this quirky animation and this quirky personality, like it kind of bobs side to side. And a lot of our other creatures don't really have a lot of animation to it, but the Strider, it just felt right. It felt like something that we could actually toy with and experiment with. So Crying Obsidian is really interesting. Essentially, at one point in a beta, like I would say at least 10 years ago, I believe back then the developers planned to actually add Crying Obsidian as the solution to respawning. And instead, for one reason or the other, Crying Obsidian got scrapped in favor of beds. I realized that I really wanted to have like obsidian that was cracked because I wanted to make the ruined portals feel a bit more ruined themselves. And I thought, well, what if it wasn't cracked obsidian? What if it was crying obsidian? I know that the community has always wanted this. This is a fantastic opportunity to give them what they want. And that's kind of the birth story of the crying obsidian in this update.
So King B Dogs has done such an amazing job with this update so far. Hands down, the Strider is one of my favorite mobs in the game. They have so much personality and character, and they're friendly, which is very uncommon in the Nether, let's be honest here. And it gives you an idea for maybe how future mobs might be. They might be more animated and unusual with their environments, how they interact with certain things, and might change their look visually as well as their movements. Who knows, but just judging from the Strider, you know, the future is looking bright. I'm really excited, and he does talk about how they decided to approach the Nether boat, which was a really popular feature. Every single YouTuber and streamer and just everybody wanted to see this feature, but Mojang decided to do something very different, and they took a different approach, and I think we can all agree that it just fits Minecraft. As well as the Crying Obsidian. King B Dog saw an opportunity to include this in the Nether update. It's a really old feature that was supposed to be in the game at one point, but they decided to scrap it, as well as a bunch of other features we could probably see come to 1.17 or 1.18. It looks like they're going through and checking out everything that we'd like to see in the game and seeing if it could fit in the update that they're working on. So keep your fingers crossed. I know they're still thinking about the Illusioner coming to raids and a bunch of other old features that never made it to the game. So let me know what you guys think about this sort of documentary / interview. If you guys want to see me break down more videos in the future, please support this video with a like. I'd really appreciate it. Notification Squad, y'all are the best, and I'll catch you all in the next video. So take care, everyone. Peace.